I will call this a meeting to order. Ms. Humphrey, will you please call the roll?
President Spear,
Here.
Vice President Osborne, Member Gresham, Member Holcomb,
Here. And here.
Would you please let the record show that Ms. Gresham and Dr. Osborne are also here?
Member Causey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. With that, 1.3, we will convene to executive session. And I will accept a motion to convene.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All right, moved by
Second.
Ms. Causey, seconded by Mr. Holcomb. Please vote.
Would you like to take a voice vote?
Yes, we're going to take a voice vote. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. The motion has been approved. We are now in executive session.
Hello.
Do we need these?
No, not, I don't think, we don't need our computers in there, do we?
What about the list? Pull up the list for me.
Dr. Baca has everything you need already printed out.
I'll let you join in ones I can.
We're gonna wait till after winter break, so,
Well, perfect.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I just, yeah, as long as it's during
If you don't
school.
mind, I wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Felt lopsided, like, because I knew so much about, you know, the schools my kids went to.
Yeah,
And like, some of them I don't know anything.
That's one of the things that's difficult. It's good to have that connection with the schools, but you don't have
And
a.
then we, we didn't do anything when I started.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going over there. Yeah. I know, but.
No, it's just getting a sense to see.
Jennifer said regarding my question about
I think it's a video. Yeah. I think so. It might be on.
I'll be more.
Melissa and I were going to introduce it and then let you watch it.
That sounds great.
But I don't
We will be told. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I was wanting to get here a little bit earlier, so I was like,
Maybe closer.
I know. And I got here too late.
High 44.
Yeah, we've got. How are you? That's why I was like, wow.
Are we here?
It makes us look.
Really?
There's nothing up there.
I think we were all in there.
There's a lot more people than it's just me.
Same.
She was just here.
Who?
I've been setting up meetings.
We need to,
Not here tonight.
sizing is off a
Some are
bit.
here, some are not.
No, but I mean, even just where it's at.
Send a copy of the video.
Okay. It moved.
Okay, I'll talk to, I think we can do that. As long as we get permission from the other, we didn't have anyone that wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, but unlisted.
Well, we can share it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how this works. Unofficial. Oh, Sarah.
here she is.
We're waiting for you.
Oh, we're waiting for you. I just have to come over and say hi.
You ready? Okay. My name is Laura Webb. I'm the principal of
Ms. Webb,
Simus.
do you mind using, thank you.
Yeah. My name is Laura Webb, and I'm the principal of Simus. I'm excited to be here today to showcase our wonderful students. As you know, Simus is an International Baccalaureate signature program, and one of the aspects of IB is taking action, and so we've really encouraged our students to take action, and that is what we are going to showcase tonight. Mrs. Powers, Melissa Powers, is our IB coordinator, and she's going to give you an idea of what you're going to watch in the video.
We're so excited to be able to showcase our school and to celebrate action. This has been something that we've been really focusing on at Simus, promoting it, celebrating it, because it's a tangible way for our students to understand how to take ownership of their learning, and also for our community to see that here at Simus we have students who take ownership and then do something with that learning. And action, we've taught the kids, can be big, it can be something that's small, but the key is that they're reflecting on their learning and then doing something about it. We have a lot of kids that take action at Simus, and so this is just honestly a small little portion. Our video could have been like an hour, so we just took a variety of different types of action and in a variety of grade levels to just show you a little sampling. We have some students with us tonight who are in the video. Some couldn't come, but we do have some here tonight as well.
For those of you here, we have screens up here that we can see, just so you know. We get to see it too.
And we're going to ask Adam to assist us with the audio.
We don't want our learning to stop.
Hold on just a minute. We're going to start again. Let's start again.
Global consequences of our actions. We make choices based on our reflections and carry
Can we
out
start again?
our choices by taking action. What is action? We don't want our learning to stop in the classroom. As IB learners, we think about local and global consequences of our actions. We make choices based on our reflections and carry through with our choices by taking action.
What's your name?
Aria,
Who's your teacher?
Grisela Greener.
In first grade. And you guys were learning about problem and solution. How did you take action?
I took action by making a book that had a problem and solution.
What was it? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It was about a cat, like a cat that lost its mouse friend, and then people helped him clean it up so he can find the mouse.
Did you get to share your book with your class?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. So what's your name?
Aiden,
And who's your teacher?
Miss Albina. I made a structure out of magnetiles.
What were you learning about in class? Were you learning about different structures? And you decided to take action and make a structure at home. What did your magnetile structure look like?
It looked like a very colorful house.
And how did you share your learning from home with your classmates?
I brought it to school.
Very cool. Thank you.
How do we celebrate and encourage action at Simus? Everyone can take action. All students are encouraged to think about taking action. Through participation, advocacy, social justice, social entrepreneurship, and making lifestyle choices, our teachers honor student voice by brainstorming ideas for action, implementing student ideas, and exploring a range of age-appropriate action. Teachers acknowledge action taken in the classroom. Mrs. Webb announces it during the morning announcements, and Mrs. Powers displays our action on our school-wide action board.
What's your name?
My name's Quinn.
What grade are you in, and who's your teacher?
I'm in second grade, and my teacher is Miss McCarthy.
Tell me, what kind of action did you take?
I took recycling action.
And tell me about it. What did you do?
Me and my friends made posters.
And why? How did it all start?
So we heard on the announcements that there was trash all around the campus, and we didn't like that, so we decided to help people, to remind people to pick it up and put it in the recycling.
Do you think your posters helped?
Yes.
So what's your name?
My name is Grace Shannon.
And what were you learning in class?
We were learning about different systems in the world, and our IB unit is societies help develop systems to meet challenges.
And as you were learning this, what did you decide to do at home?
I decided to take action because we have different systems in our home, and my mom, she said, well, why not we do one of our systems in our home?
What is the system that you have in your home?
We help cook in our family, and we do like different chores and everything.
What are your names?
My name's Maddie.
And my name's Eliza.
And what grade are you in?
Second
Grade.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Harding.
Mrs. Harding.
So what did you girls do? How did you take action?
Well, we
Heard on the news that,
and on the announcements
and on the announcement
that there were refugees that were coming here from Afghanistan.
and they could only carry a bit, like maybe they couldn't even carry anything to take with them when they traveled here.
And so what did you do? How did you help them?
Well, we bought supplies from the store, like toothbrushes
and
water bottles,
for the kids to play with, like coloring books and books so they can read.
and we also
and
bought them like
learn.
toothpaste.
And what organization did you donate these items to?
Gathering Humanity.
Wow. What made you decide to do this in the first place?
Well, we heard it on the news and the announcements,
and then we just said to ourselves, we have to do something about this.
So,
And what was your central idea? Do you remember? Everyone.
can play a role in
solving
thinking
problems.
And did you help solve a problem?
Yes.
Good job. Thank you, girls. Okay, what are your names?
My name's Lola. My name's Hutch. My name's Liam.
And my name's Lena.
And what class are you in and what grade?
I'm in Miss Taryn / Lewis since we have a substitute. And I'm in 3rd grade. I'm in 1st grade and my class is Miss Atkinson. I'm in 5th grade and my class is Miss Atkinson.
I'm in 3rd grade too, and I'm in Miss Taryn, a KMU.
And what kind of action did you guys take?
We made hygiene bags and cleaning bags for refugees coming to America. And so I did this because we made 2 cleaning kits for the refugees and like 20, I think, hygiene kits. And we did it because we wanted it to help the world.
So how do the packs help the refugees?
They help them by like giving them stuff to clean their bodies, like wash their dishes and stuff, wash their clothes. It helps them because it's giving them supplies that they need.
Why is action important? Action promotes a connection to learning. It allows us to have agency. It also helps us make the world a better place.
my colleague on the board had an excellent suggestion. We would love to get a photo with the students that are here, that were in the video, if that's possible. Would you guys be willing to come up and take your photo with us?
And as you do that, thank you to our parents and families for raising such tremendous and caring young men and ladies. So thank you so much for that. Okay, tallest in the back, shortest in the front. You guys get to decide who's who.
I'm almost never in the back. Like right here?
Tell him he's too tall to be in the front.
That would be the first time.
And then maybe this direction around the camera. There you go.
Smile with your eyes.
Okay, ready? Thank you.
Good job. Ms. Webb, Ms. Murray, Ms. Powers, thank you so much for all that you do to bring us and showcasing your International Baccalaureate program. We are very, very proud of your signature program, of your students and staff, and all the work that you do. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your students with us, and congratulations to all of the students here for your efforts to affect change in your community. And with that, we are going to start our regular board meeting. You are all welcome to stay. It may not be as exciting as your video was, but we, of course, are welcoming everybody to stay, but understand if this is your opportunity to make an escape. Now is the time that we will reconvene our regular meeting. Prior to doing that, however, I want to make sure that we are live on our, thank you very much, we are. So our members who are tuning in virtually are able to hear this meeting. Moving on to 3.2, I would like to ask Ms. Causey to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'd be honored. Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to 3.3, adopting the agenda. I will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Causey, seconded by Mr. Holcomb. Please vote. That motion is adopted. Moving on to communications and announcements. 4.1, Dr. Baca, would you please introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam President, members of the governing board and executive team. We are always happy to showcase our staff members and employees who make a difference and who are shining stars. So I would like to call Ms. Anna Andrews, the president of the Madison District Classroom Teacher Association. She will recognize the merits and accomplishments of our grant award recipients. Ms. Andrews?
This will not do.
Much better. Okay. The You Make the Difference and Shining Star Awards are presented by the Madison District Classroom Teachers Association and Madison administration to recognize the certified and classified staff who truly demonstrate Madison's vision of inspiring passion for learning and leading in an ever-changing world. And our first You Make the Difference Award recipient is Holly Ford. Holly Ford is the speech and language pathologist at Madison-Simus. She is a wonderful example of a person who makes a difference in the lives of many students and staff members on our campus. She inspires others by her dedication to her students, as well as her caring and positive attitude. Holly is calm and patient and has a positive demeanor that helps her encourage and motivate some of our most vulnerable students. Students smile, laugh, and work hard in her presence. She serves as an excellent role model of a growth mindset, acknowledging student struggles but insisting they can do hard things. As the delivery of speech services has been modified with COVID,
Holly actively seeks creative ways to engage and provide service to her students. These accommodations have included holding speech sessions outside or in hallways to avoid extra student traveling and to keep cohorts together. She worked with families of virtual students to provide uninterrupted services. In addition to providing quality speech services to students with IEPs, she also collaborates with teachers in finding and using resources that aid all students. She has created materials such as visual schedules, phonics-related games, as well as social stories to use in general education classrooms. These not only assist specific students, but provide support for the whole class. The resources are also shared with parents so they may practice at home. In addition to her professional support, Holly is a crucial member of the Health and Wellness Committee at SIMUS. Members of this committee are also the group that have introduced and trained staff on the Ruler program. Holly encourages self-care and enjoys finding ways to create a workplace where we are kind, compassionate, and want to support each other. She goes above and beyond to support the wellness of staff. She is the first to volunteer to facilitate Ruler lessons, is always proactive about including all staff in wellness committee activities, and seeks new ways to support community wellness at SIMUS. The SIMUS community is thankful for the work that Holly does on a daily basis to help support students and staff at our school. She is an invaluable part of our staff who absolutely makes a difference. We are thrilled to be able to share her contributions with you and present her with the You Make the Difference Award. Congratulations, Holly.
It is live.
Thank you so much. I just want to take a second to say that every opportunity I get to brag that I work for the best school in the best district in the state, anyone who will listen to me say that, I do. And obviously that has so much to do with the amazing people that I get to work with. And even though the last couple years have been super challenging for us all, I could not be more grateful for my administrators over the last couple years. They are so unbelievably supportive of special education staff and students, and it has made all the difference. And so I'm super excited to see where we go with that. So thank you, Ms. Webb and Ms. Murray, for that. And I just want to give a little shout out to my good friend Sarah Lawrence, who's also the PE teacher at Rose Lane. She won this, she received this recognition and this award several years ago. And it was literally that moment where she really inspired me to get more involved with my school and my community. And so I just want to, I think hopefully Sarah's watching, and so thank you, Sarah, for all the ways in which you inspire everyone that you work with, and I'm proud to be your friend, so thank you.
See somebody taking a photo.
Just want to say my husband is in the back, and my sorry, and my daughter Madeline is in kindergarten this year. She's had the good fortune of attending preschool at Madison and then is having a fabulous kindergarten year with Mrs. Monroe. So thank you guys for being here with me.
Thank you. Is this for here? And
All right, our next You Make the Difference Award recipient is Alexandra Ritter. You know the saying, nevertheless, she persisted. Those 3 words truly describe Alexandra Ritter. Alex has taught at Madison Meadows for 10 years. Now, Alex currently teaches 5th and 6th grade language and literature. However, over the course of her tenure, she's also taught science, she's been the cheer coach, she's led our PBIS committee, and is also on our Ruler implementation team. While the list of her contributions to our school is great, her greatest contribution is honestly love. Her love of our students is evident from the moment you walk into her classroom. Kids are smiling and laughing while working collaboratively. We typically see Alex walking throughout her classroom, checking in on student progress and asking them questions to guide them toward a better understanding of the content. Alex has created an amazing space where students can learn and take risks while doing so. But she also leads by example and is willing to try new things herself to engage her students. We'd be remiss if we didn't also mention that she's got some mad skills on Canva and can carry a tune while giving student directions. Alexandra has an unwavering belief that all students can succeed. She has continued to persist through all the ups and downs that life as a middle school teacher can bring. We are incredibly grateful Alexandra Ritter is part of our RAM family. She truly makes a difference at Madison Meadows.
Long walk up here.
I know.
This is your opportunity to support and also acknowledge anybody who is a support to you.
I know that Miss Clark is going to be disappointed that I'm not going to sing right now. I reserve that just for my students. That's the way I show my love to them. I'm like nervous talking to people. Okay. I just wanted to thank obviously my awesome coworkers, Brittany and Liz, who came out to support me. I really don't know how I could do my job without you two, so thank you for always being there, not only being coworkers, but best friends. And my husband's in the back too, so thank you for coming out here. I know being married to a teacher is not easy, but you're killing it. Also, I just wanted to say thank you in general to the Madison community for everything they've given me. I got my first dog as a result of a rescue off the Madison #1 campus. I got the opportunity to go to Uganda. So many things that gave my life meaning came from this place. So thank you.
We have
I would also like to point out that her fabulous mother made these masks for all of the staff at Madison Meadows.
Oh, she's listening. She's gonna love that.
It's my favorite mask. All right. Our first Shining Star Award recipient is going to go to Doug Armstrong. Doug Armstrong is the plant manager at Simus Elementary School. Doug has been a fixture around the Madison School District for 40 years. He has always been known as reliable, honest, and hardworking, but this year he has gone above and beyond his role. As most plant managers have experienced this year, Doug has navigated the COVID protocols and absent workers due to quarantines and sickness. He rotates roles among his crew to try and balance the load when the team is short-staffed. He always prioritizes the work to be done so the impact to students and staff is minimized. At the end of last school year, water safety became a critical issue at Simus. The cause of the issues was unclear, and countless hours were spent disassembling and cleaning water heaters, chlorinating the system multiple times, and flushing out bacteria and sediment left behind. This process went on for 3 months as Doug worked with district and private companies to address the issue. Doug spent many weekends on campus doing this work to try to ensure a successful opening to the new school year. His commitment to finding the cause was relentless, as was his determination to prevent future issues. Doug is respected by his peers and his crew at Simus. He is fair and reliable and puts others' needs ahead of his own. He is always willing to help any staff member or community member. He has established relationships with countless outside vendors and organizations that ensure positive and productive partnerships with our school and district. He is a face and name people recognize and trust. Doug is an essential and beloved member of our staff at Simus. We are grateful and proud to call him colleague, friend, and our shining star.
The consummate professional.
This is your opportunity to see if you were.
I'd just like to thank the staff over there at Madison Simus and Laura and Lindsay for everything they do. You don't mind putting in the extra hours when you see the hours they put in too. So, you know, a really good environment they too have made over there. So I appreciate everything for everybody. Thank you.
He was here at the founding.
Old guys rule, right?
Thank you so much.
Our second Shining Star Award recipient is Florencio Carrillo. Florencio Carrillo is a custodian at Madison Meadows and has been a part of the Meadows family for just under 4 years. Florencio has proven himself to be very dependable and conscientious. He arrives to work early and begins his daily routine, which includes cleaning up after our 7th and 8th grade students. I'm sure any parent would agree this is no easy feat. This year, Meadows is offering some new classes that require a lot of hands-on materials while students are creating and building, and sometimes that creativity leads to some fairly messy situations. Florencio goes above and beyond and spends extra time and attention to ensure that those classroom spaces get the cleaning they need. Florencio is also a team player. When asked to take on additional duties, such as getting volleyballs or soccer balls off of the gymnasium roof, or covering the ever-busy 3rd Avenue and Glendale crosswalk after school, he does so without hesitation. We appreciate Florencio keeping our campus looking shiny and new and feel fortunate to have Florencio Carrillo at Madison Meadows. Congratulations, Florencio, for being our shining star.
Thank you for everything that you do for our students at Madison Meadows.
This is your opportunity to say a few words.
Okay. I am happy to participate in the community, the Madison Meadows, and help everybody. And I'm very happy for that. Thank you. Sí, ahí está mi esposa, mi hija.
His wife?
This is my wife and my daughter.
Thanks so much.
So congratulations to all of our award recipients. You are all welcome to stay for the board meeting, but I understand if you need to leave at this time. Thank you.
Can't stand the excitement.
And that concludes the presentations and recognitions, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the superintendent report, 4.2, Dr. Baca.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the governing board and executive team. This past Saturday, in coordination with the Maricopa County Department of Public Health, Albertsons Pharmacies, and Phoenix Union High School District, Madison Elementary School District hosted a COVID-19 and flu vaccination event at Madison number 1. It was a great success. There was a total of 1,321 vaccines that were administered. That included 767 pediatric vaccines for children 5 to 11. Because we did not anticipate this high number, Albertsons and the county had to redeploy vaccinators from other sites who did not have as much of a demand. With 6 different locations throughout the Phoenix Union footprint, Madison had more vaccines administered than the other 5 sites combined. I heard from many parents how grateful they were for us hosting this event. I wish to thank Madison number 1 for all the work that they did and put into it, to Mr. DiMatteo for being there at 3:30 in the morning to get everything set up, to all of my executive team who helped and assisted, Mr. Rodriguez for the communication, and just for the volunteering. I also wish to thank our doctor parents for volunteering, and over 30 district staff and board members who also pitched in to assist with the logistics. The second event, sponsored by the Maricopa County Department of Public Health, will be held same time and location on Saturday, December the 4th. However, for families who cannot make a Saturday event, we are, along with Native Health, hosting a COVID vaccine event on Wednesday, November 17th at the Madison Center for the Arts from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Only Pfizer vaccines will be distributed for children's 5 to 11, along with Pfizer vaccines for those 12 and up. So we look forward to that event as well. Next, I just want to start off by saying usually a superintendent's report is upbeat and so forth, but I also need to report on an issue that we're addressing that we need to be on top of, but we're going to have to communicate with our families. And anyone who knows of anyone who needs a job as a club leader, we are desperate for club leaders in our Madison Adventure Club, our before and after school program. We are starting to have more vacancies than we can keep up with, and we don't want to affect the commitment we have to our families to be able to care for their kids. So it's getting to a crisis level, and whatever anyone can do to recruit, especially during the 2:30 to 4:30 hour, we really are in need of some workers there. And then finally, we always wonder what happens with Madison graduates. Well, the National Merit Program had announced semifinalists, and of those in Glendale Union, 2 of them are from Madison School. So congratulations to Ryan Cotter, who was a Madison Simus and Madison Meadows student, and Henry Calkins, who was a Madison Camelview and Madison #1 student as well. They are National Merit semifinalist scholars. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start on my right this evening. Ms. Kazi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few items I want to highlight. First of all, it nearly brought me to tears to hear a K-4 student use the word agency in the term, in the human agency definition. That just is mind-blowing, is amazing. Also, I wanted to let the board know that I had the opportunity to speak to a Madison Meadows parent this weekend, and her daughter is taking one of the new specialist classes that have been introduced. She's taking ASL, and she is thriving. In fact, when she used to talk in her sleep when she was young, she is actually signing in her sleep. She has advanced so quickly that they're thinking about when she might need to take a class at a community college. So just, I think, an example of how when we give students variety and they find the things that they're passionate about, it helps them in everything else. So just a wonderful, I think, example. Finally, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who made the Discover Madison tour, virtual tour possible. It was an honor to participate and then get an opportunity to listen to our extraordinary principals describe their schools. The videos that were done, Nicole, were amazing, and obviously we'll be able to use those way into the future. And then also just to help those prospective parents. We had a lot of really interesting questions. So we definitely have some really, I think, parents that really trying to find the best place for their students. I think we really showed them that Madison is truly a wonderful place to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Osborne.
Thank you. I got my booster shot at the event, very well organized. And much thanks to everyone who participated, and I hope Dr. Baca sends a little note to all the other superintendents reminding them who did the best. Not that I'm competitive. Second thing, Mr. Holcomb and I got to attend the Madison Advocates event last night, and I tell you, it was really refreshing, and this was the event where we invite the state legislature to come and talk about what happened last session. And I think we had every single member of our delegations, and I think there were actually more legislators than people there. And it was just really thoughtful, meaningful that these very busy legislators all came and spoke to our families, and a number of the Meadows students had questions as well. So thank you to our delegation, and we appreciate their looking out for our district. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Gresham.
Thank you. I don't really have much to report, just that I was happy to help out at the vaccination event. So it was great to see so many of our families and community members come out for that. And that was after a morning at the state cross-country championship, which our schools did very, very well. And so hopefully we will recognize them at some point. That's it.
Mr. Holcomb.
Yes, the session with the legislatures last night with the Madison Advocates was very enlightening. Those legislators, I think we should be proud of our legislators. They are very much education advocates. And one of them, and I'm blanking on her name, who has a 5-year-old, was participating in the Discover Madison, and she was hugely complimentary of what, and she said there was just so much information getting in. She said it's actually difficult to figure out which school to choose going forward. also had the opportunity to go to the Potted Pottery event at the Madison Center for the Arts, which is our first, was pretty much a sellout all the way through. What was really cool is seeing all the kids there in costume. I actually got my picture taken with a number of the kids with all their arms raised, and I had my umbrella because I was in my Hagrid outfit. It was a phenomenal feeling to be there during a performance with the Madison basically full of people, and they were so into it. It was a lot of fun. And the vaccination event, that just shows, I think, the depth of support of our community. I mean, the fact that we get so many people go out and participate in that, not only help, but come and get vaccinated. That's something I think the whole community should be hugely proud of, particularly given the way the numbers are going these days. So, and that's all I have.
Thank you. And to piggyback a little bit on your comment, when Dr. Baca sent out he copies us on many of his communications, if not, I would say, any communication to external groups he copies us on. So we are in the know. And when I looked at the number of who had volunteered at these events, I want the public to understand that it was almost all Madison employees. And our employees support our community in ways that go long beyond the school day and long beyond the school year. And that is what makes Madison an excellent place for students, and that it is no mistake that our case counts are low and that we have the kind of support within our staff to go ahead and make those events possible, not just the vaccination event, but also Discover Madison. Thank you to Nicole and Jackie and all of the school principals for their participation in showcasing what we have to offer to potential Madison families. So that's all from my comments. Moving on to call to the public, 5.1. Dr. Baca? Actually, no, this is my item to introduce. My apologies. We haven't had a call to the public in person in a little while. We do have one call to the public. Lisa Valor.
Good evening. Sorry. I'm Lisa Valler. I'm a 6th grade teacher at Madison No. 1. I teach science. This is my 21st year here, and I also own a home and live in the district. President Spear, governing board members, Dr. Baca, and executive team, I want to thank you for all your support. I am very grateful to work in a district that has such an open and supportive board. This year is not a normal year, and myself and many colleagues are struggling to stay above water. Expectations and responsibilities are being added. Every day of prep is being lost. Everyone is acting like we are back to normal when we are still dealing with quarantining not only students, but teachers and our own families. Everyone on edge from the possibility of a cough being COVID, students' emotional and behavioral needs, teachers' emotional needs, and the list goes on. The stresses keep piling on and I am drowning. I have no time to grade or even plan my lessons because I lose my prep every other day to sub-rotation. Yes, we are back in person, but this year's set of challenges and struggles is very different and so much more tasking than last year. We are playing catch up with COVID and dealing with the students' emotional hardships while getting contradictory messages regarding emotional support and receiving a growing list of tasks. I am told self-care. How can we teachers help students with their emotional state and behavior when we are falling apart ourselves? I appreciate the support from our admin, MDCTA, Dr. Baca, and Teacher Advisory Council on these issues as we continue to find middle ground. But I feel more support is needed to reach that middle ground. Support like multiple teacher planning days from now to the end of the school year, TCT protected time, paid rotations at all times, possible remedial programs to support students. Thank you for your time, continued support, and listening. Take care.
Thank you very much for your comments, and we do appreciate you sharing all of that with us. I do want to make sure that the public is aware and that every teacher is aware that Dr. Baca does brief us on employee issues daily, that we are kept up to date as to the stresses and the strains that our sub shortage has created. I know that I talk with Ms. Andrews, who is the head of MSD38, very often about the strain that our teachers are feeling, especially with losing that prep. And that there are opportunities for our staff to share what is going on with them, and we do hear about that. For instance, with the Teacher Advisory Council, and each school has its own site leadership team, so that they're able, so that we have a mechanism in place for our teachers to go to that site leader and share what that is. In fact, I think that Ms. Valor is actually one of the site leaders at Madison #1. And so I just want to make sure that the public understands that the board is aware and that Dr. Baca is aware of how this year has been an extraordinary time of pressure for our staff, and that has a lot to do with our sub shortage. And so if there is any member of the public that is watching, understand that if you have an opportunity to be a sub, you are helping Madison teachers and students immensely, more so than you could possibly imagine. I just wanted to take that time to go ahead and address your concerns, because it is really important for everyone to understand that we are one, but that we do need more subs. With that, I will move on to the consent agenda. I will accept a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Oh, I'll second.
Moved by Dr. Osborne, seconded by Ms. Gresham. Please vote. That motion passes. Moving on to information items, Dr. Baca, would you please update us on 7.1?
Thank you, Madam President, members of the Governing Board and Executive Team. The update regarding the superintendent search process. Currently, according to Ray & Associates, there are 16 completed applications with another 20 that are in the queue, but not completed yet. To date, applications have been received from candidates in Utah, Connecticut, Arizona, Indiana, South Carolina, New York, California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, and Illinois. The Ray & Associates team are in the process of conducting background checks for the completed applicants and will begin speaking with those candidates and their references this week in preparation for their November 23rd meeting with you as a board. And I don't know if there was anything else that we needed to add to that, Ms. Spear?
At this point, no, just that we've been being kept up to date by Ray & Associates as to the number of candidates that are applying and where they're from. We, as a board, are moving forward with that process, and they will be updating us as we move forward. Things are moving along, and they're going to actually start moving along much quicker at this point once we get the candidates' background checked. And that's it. Are there any questions from governing board members? Okay. With that, we will move on to 8.1. Dr. Baca.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the Governing Board and Executive Team. Madam President, if I may go 8.1 through the first reads
Yes, please.
in order. So in regard to policy BDF, as a first read, it's a policy advisory that makes it clear to the public exactly when governing board appointed advisory committees need to be open to the public or are subject to open meeting law. We are accepting that advice from ASBA. However, I repositioned some of the wording so it's a little bit more clear to the public, so it's easier to follow. Regarding policy BEDD, we have a policy here that discusses and makes clear that the governing board president at any time has the authority to recess a meeting without a vote of the governing board. It's a practice that you as a governing board has done, but it just makes it a little bit more clear in that policy. With board policy BEDH, this is a policy that in regard to public participation at board meetings. I want to let you know that this will probably not have the copyright of ASBA, as you adopted language back in 2019 that I'm recommending that you keep. I think it's Madison specific in a lot of ways, and the only reason why the policy advisory was being brought forth was just to make clear about not being able to use public comment for commercial purposes. So we kept that section in, but we kept the same language that you as a governing board have traditionally had. Then with policy BIB, this is a policy that is enacted as a result of a state statute, 41-1494, and it talks about the 7 concepts in which you as a governing board or any board members, that monies cannot be expended for trainings, orientations, and the like with those 7 concepts. Those 7 concepts would then be clearly defined in an administrative regulation that if you approve this policy as a second read, that then it will be enacted. And then finally, for first read of board policy DJ, it's adding language to the policy that clarifies that as a governing board, you may provide food and beverages at school district events and trainings as allowed by the Arizona Constitution and policies of the Department of Education. So I'm open to any questions on those policies as a first read.
Are there any questions from board members with regards to any of these policies? I do want to make one clarification for the public that is watching. Board policy BEDH. Dr. Baca, can you clarify that public participation at board meetings? Can you please read that again? I want to make sure that everybody understands what the purpose of that policy is.
The purpose of that policy, Madam President, members of the board and the executive team, is to clarify that the purpose for call to the public was in regard to district-related business, centered on what we are tasked to do, which is the education of our students. And it is to give boards and clarify for the boards that they have the authority to, when there is a call to the public, to be able to either cut off a person who may be doing it for commercial purposes or purposes other than the business of the district.
So no sales pitches at call to the public. Thank you. Are there any other questions with regards to any of these board policies? Mr. Holcomb.
Yeah, I just have a comment on board policy BIB, dealing with the no public funds being utilized for certain trainings. That is something that is being put in the policy because of legislative action. It is nothing that actually it's totally unnecessary, but it also does not reflect the approach or values of the Madison School District, but it's not like we have an option in this regard, at least at this point.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we'll move on to 9.1. Dr. Baca, policies for second read.
Madam President, members of the governing board and executive team, the policies that you have under 9 as a second read, 9.1 to 9.12, all were brought to you as a first read. During that time that they were brought to you as a first read, we clarified that of any policies that had Madison-only language, and that language that was reviewed by our legal counsel or even our legal counsel writing that into those policies. So, Madam President, if you'd like for us to go through each one of them, if you want to vote on each one, that's your prerogative, or them in its entirety, however way you wish to approach this.
I would like to propose for voting on them in their entirety, but I would like to make sure that I have consensus from my fellow board members. With that.
And if you'd so, Madam President, excuse me,
Yes.
You'll need to take a voice vote since the way in which the system is set up, you would have to vote for each one electronically. So is that correct, Mr. Chucklin? That is correct.
So with that, I will accept a motion to approve board policies for the second read, 9.1 through 9.12. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those.
Sorry.
Aye.
There are no nays. The ayes have it. Board policies 9.1 through 9.2, excuse me, items 9.1 through 9.2 have been approved. Moving on to 10.1, Dr. Baca.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the Governing Board and Executive Team. As we look to our future board meetings, you have special board meetings before a regular board meeting on December the 7th. And that's all dealing with the superintendent search. So just to keep in mind, on the 23rd, your special meeting starts at 3, and that's where you will meet with Ray and Associates regarding the superintendent search and take any action that is provided by them to you in regard to that superintendent search. On the 9th, that's when you have another special meeting, and that's regarding interview candidates, where you'll be interviewing the candidates and take any action provided to Ray and Associates regarding the superintendent search. On the 6th, from 1 to 7, on the 29th is where you will be selecting the candidates to be interviewed, I do believe. No, my apologies. Let me go over that again. On the 29th is when you will be interviewing the first round candidates. Based on those, then on the 6th, you will have 2 different events. The first one will be a meeting where you interview the finalists, and then a community forum that follows that at 5:30 in the Madison Center for the Arts in the governing boardroom to be able to host that community forum. Based on all of that, your final interviews, and then the community forum, on December 7th, while there are other items that I'll go through just briefly, that is where you will select the sole finalist and take action so that you enter into contract negotiations. And then finally, also on December 7th, we'll be having You Make the Difference Shining Star from Madison Heights, Madison number 1, the district office and maintenance and transportation, as well as the school showcase. And we also want to recognize our Madison Virtual Academy staff. When you're virtual, sometimes you feel distant, and we want to make sure that they feel a part of the Madison family. And just a reminder that on the 7th, that is where you will have a public hearing, as well as the adoption of a revised budget that Ms. Garvey will present.
Thank you. I am going to make one request of Ms. Humphrey, and that is that I live by my calendar, and I am seeing that I don't have the executive session for December 7th at 5 p.m. in my calendar. Would you be willing to really help me out and all of us, by sending that out? Thank you so much. Because obviously we want to make sure that all of this is squared away. Are there any questions or comments, suggestions, or otherwise from my fellow board members?
Just to clarify, Dr. Buck, on our next meeting on the 23rd, is that, will we be having a regular meeting, or is that just the executive session?
So, Ms. Gresham, Madam President, members of the board and executive team, that is a special board meeting. You have to convene the board meeting in public, but then you recess to executive session. And once you complete the executive session, you come out to take action on providing direction to Ray and Associates regarding the superintendent search. But that would be the only action item you would have. There would be no other items on the agenda.
So it is not technically a regular board meeting. Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Baca. With that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Ms. Causey, seconded by Dr. Osborne. Please vote. The motion passes. We are adjourned.